What are you doing? We're gonna be late.
Dude, I'm trying to edit the rest of this podcast. Why are you recording me?
Mom told me to document everything.
Your mother told you to document me? She's
Yeah,
not a
this
producer.
It's gonna be good material, she said.
Oh, we're not using that anyways. We're not using none of that.
Why? This is good material.
Is she ready?
Yes, we're all ready. We're waiting on you.
You're not ready? You can't wear that.
What's wrong with my outfit? It
Dude,
looks fine.
You look homeless, Trey.
No, I don't. We have to leave.
Man, you look...
It's too late to change.
What?
It's too late to change. Are you ready?
Your mother
sent you. Stumbling. You're stumbling.
You know
have
what?
to go.
You're getting on my nerves.
Don't forget your shoes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, get your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hank Denson.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Y'all make some noise for yourself. Let me hear you one time. Let's go. Let's go. I know, look, I'm looking at y'all not clap. I know it's weirding y'all out. Make some noise for yourself. Are you happy to be here? Good. All right, let's get this started. First of all, go Dogs. I saw some Georgia people in here. Yeah, Braves won too, yeah. Need to do something about the Hawks, but we'll talk about that. Need to talk about that. First of all, let me see if my village is in here. Married people, make some noise for your marriage. Oh, yeah, shut up. You ain't happy. She didn't even clap. This little shitty little date night. I hope it work out for you. One more time. People got kids? Make some noise for your kids. Little Fortnite bastards. Okay, I'm glad y'all had time to get out the house. So this is what we're dealing with, people. I'm glad y'all out because the pandemic made us different, right? It's made us a little weird. I'm glad y'all came out, got your mask on. I feel like all of us have had a little touch of this pandemic, I think. All of us had a little COVID. I'm looking at my demographic in the room, and when you think about it, right? You've had some COVID, right? I'm looking at it. Like if your mother ever made you swallow vapor rub, like when you was little, and chase it with some castor oil, you don't know where it's coming out the top or the bottom, you only had COVID. Yeah. If you got a brother and sister, right? One of them is darker than y'all. You got COVID. Your mother didn't tell you that was somebody else's child, but you got COVID. You don't know where that kid came from. If you ever left out of this city going through, we in Georgia, people, Valdosta, or you was going through Tennessee, anywhere that hill where your ears start to pop, and you had too much Chipotle on that sour cream burrito, you know what I'm talking about? And your stomach started going, and you had to get out in that bathroom, and that water hit the crack of your butt, like right, bloop. Yeah, you got COVID. Yeah, you got it. You probably got HIV, STD. You probably pregnant. That water was a little cloudy. The thing is, what we're dealing with is the hardest thing we dealt with now is we had to deal with our children. I'm a married man. I'm a championship ring member. I made it to the finals. How many married people, you know what I'm talking about? You had to deal with these little assholes at your house on a regular basis. The thing is, I give it up to the teachers. Where are the teachers at in here? Okay. Well, look, teachers standing up. These are the teachers that were handing cocaine out at the end of the show. They knew I had made an announcement. That's how I had to fill this show up. I'm like, we giving cocaine out to DeKalb County, Gwinnett County. They was like, we there. It ain't nothing new. We've been doing these bumps since earlier. The thing is different is these kids. And I'm going to break it down to y'all real simple. It don't have to be a demographic, a nationality, or where you from. It's all about what we do with these kids. We care about their feelings. Who gives a shit about their little feelings? Asking them how they feel on a regular basis. The hardest thing to do for these kids now is make a sandwich. Let's talk about it, people. These little bougie kids, we let them try a slice of meat. You standing in Publix, whatever grocery store you shop at, and you letting this kid try cheeses. When did we ever get to try cheese? Our cheese came in 2 colors, man, white and yellow. Land O'Lakes. These little bougie bastards, can I get Havarti with dill? What? That's $18 pound cheese. I see you eat boogers 3 days a week. I'm not putting no... That's $100 worth of cheese, and you chasing it with a snot? I'm not doing that. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Meat, oh my God. Special meat, sir, you know what I'm talking about. Did your mother ever let you try a slice of meat? Hell no. She would take whatever that red bulletproof covering off that meat. You know what I'm talking about? That thick-ass plastic that's on the Jim Beam bottle. She would leave a little piece on there to see if you would choke. She'd be like, you ain't no damn survivor. You should have knew that red... Look, mommy the red police almost choked me. You know what I'm talking about? She would cut a thick hunk of bologna, had that little molded little olive in the middle of it. No mayonnaise, arugula, all that fancy stuff we do. And she would put on there white bread, 2 pieces. And if you from up north, you had 9 pieces of foil. Right? You had to have a janitor come up to help you get all that damn foil off the sandwich so you can eat it at lunch. Nowadays, we put organic mayonnaise, all that shit on the sandwich. I don't even know what's in organic mayonnaise. It makes my left ball and all side of my body itch the last time I touched it. They different. They different. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What irritates me the most is they can't even eat crust. Come on, let's talk about it. What's wrong with your tender esophagus, you little punk? Well, you can't swallow delicious goodness. Crust? When did crust hurt anybody? I ain't never seen nobody run into a store and be like, I got honey top wheat, give me all the money. What are you talking about? Can you get it? It's hurting my throat. Crust? What is wrong with your neck, you little punk? You can't swallow. Look, let me tell y'all about crust. So you can see I'm a little burly in the front. I got a bag of crust in my car. I can't wait to wrap this little show up so I can eat this crust. I got a keto going through right now. I hate a keto. If I pass out, just come up here and rub some butter in a nice toasted piece. I can smell sugar on y'all. Y'all don't even know. I can tell he had cheesecake today. I can smell it. Let's break down crust for a second. Like, crust is equal opportunity carb. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It don't care where it go, huh? I got family. Let me tell you how I look. I love bread. I love crust. Crust is everything that we are as America. Am I right? Macaroni cheese. We just got through some holidays. Macaroni cheese is a staple in people's family. You hear me? You got to know how to make a macaroni cheese. I got family. I fly in to make macaroni cheese. There ain't nobody local could just show up and make a macaroni cheese. You get punched in the face. My cousin come over there. She putting pimento cheese and macaroni cheese. I'm like, bitch, you stupid. I'll punch you in your face. Ain't nobody. You know what I'm talking about, sis? I got enough black people here to make this make sense. I know we got a good demographic in here, but I got an Aunt Sugar. I fly her in from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I love Aunt Sugar. Aunt Sugar, 80 years old. She loved Jesus. She rocked back and forth singing, I love Jesus. She always sweaty, got a little sweat in her neck. She had them little meat coming out of them little stockings. Oh, she smelled like a good grade of Mary Kay products. Oh, I love Sugar. When Sugar come to my house, she carries all her own macaroni cheese. You feel me? She got 2 boxes from Aldi. She got 4 blocks of cheese. You hear me? She came to the house one time. I said, Sugar, this is heavy. She said, yeah. I said, how much is it? She said, this feel like 60 pounds. I said, how you get all this through TSA? She was like, me and Jesus. I said, okay. I said, well, can you and Jesus bring this cocaine back to Winston-Salem, North Carolina? Because I need something to get through TSA. We trying to get that work. She's like, well, I'll see what me and Jesus can do. I was like, all right, Sugar. Sugar, one of them people, she's the one that prays. She makes the macaroni cheese, sis, and she prays. One year, she made macaroni cheese, and it was a little hot in the house, and she was sweating. And my wife, she bougie, she was like, oh, God, it's so unsanitary. I'm like, what? She's sweating all in the macaroni cheese. I said, shut your bougie ass up. You can't make no macaroni cheese. You put Himalayan salt all in everything. I don't even know if that's real salt. She's like, what you mean? I said, anywhere they sell salt, they sell Himalayan salt in Marshalls. Next to salt. Next to socks and belts. I ain't never been to Himalaya. I don't know if that's real salt. Have you? And we be in there shaking it. Oh, it's on sale. Where'd you get it from, TJ Maxx? That ain't salt. As long as I know, it's somebody that live in the Himalayas. It's foot crust. I don't know. We don't know. You be like, it tastes like diabetes. That must be salt. Wife like, oh, she's sweating all in the macaroni and cheese. I'm like, shut your ass up. Look, little lady lived over 80 years old. Huh? She loved Jesus. She's sweating, rocking back and forth. That's all that sweat coming off her in the macaroni and cheese. I call that seasoning. I ain't nothing bad with that. Ain't nothing but God and love, huh? We could cook that off. She's 80 years old. She living a long time. I want some of that sweat on me. Okay, you hear me? Crust is everything, people. Desserts, come on now. We love a good peach cobbler, don't we? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Here y'all go, like a church. We love it. You got to know how to put it together, though. Crust, nutmeg, brown sugar, peaches, all that. Not that crock and barrel filler, but you got to go in and shave them till you get a little copper tunnel. You know what I'm talking about. But it come with drama. You can't get a good banana pudding, peach cobbler, any of that without somebody almost losing their life. Do you hear me? I got a cousin, his job was to bring the banana pudding. He got in a car accident. He one of them Hemi dudes, smacked and hit a pole racing. I got to the car accident. He was like, I'm all right, dog. I said, I don't give a shit about you. Where the banana pudding at? You buy this fast-ass car anyways. You should have came straight to the house. What you racing for? I'm flying my cousin Tanya. Everybody got family at this. Tanya, she's from Hartford, Connecticut. I don't really trust her in the house, you know what I'm saying? She one of them cousins. She smell like a good grade of weed, have her face shaved. You know what I mean? You don't know where to, you know, if my wife was like, what's that smell? I gotta tell my wife potpourri, because she'll call the cops. You know what I mean? But if you don't know what I'm talking about, she one of them cousins that you put a baby gate up. You ain't even got a baby upstairs. But they keep her from stealing shit, you know what I'm saying? She asking the whole time, is the baby asleep? You be like, yeah, the baby asleep, baby asleep. All you do is look at your wife and be like, put on all the jewelry. This is all the jewelry sign, put on all the jewelry. One time, Tanya dropped her gun because she comes strapped. I was like, what's going on? Where people's are shooting over peach cobbler? You never know, cousin. I be like, okay. She dropped her gun. I'm in Georgia. I put it back on gun safety, gave it back to her. I said, we good? She's like, yeah, we good. I'm like, all right. So let me ask a question. I got a good demographic. What do you white people like? What do y'all like? Shepherd's pie? Maybe? Sweater, huh? Come on. A good potato top consistency, huh? I know what you white people like. Y'all like green bean casserole. Love that shit. I'm gonna say it for everybody brown in here. We don't want to see that at no conference meetings, no nothing. It break through 3 plates and a half last little potluck we had. I don't want to see that shit at all. The thing what I'm saying is, life is different and we give these kids choices. As Americans, all we deal with is these children. All of y'all sacrifice time. Why? To just get away from these little assholes at the house. That's why you here. Look, COVID's going on, all kinds of shit, but y'all like, nah, I'm getting out of here. Like y'all, I don't care if y'all burn it down. And we got so many cameras and shit now, they can't, look, you can see them leaving, running around. I got 4 cameras in my house. I can see my son getting out, moving anywhere. I told him, if you leave anywhere near that kitchen, I can shut all his power down. I shut the Wi-Fi off. I shut the Wi-Fi off every time I go to Quick Trip because I know he be watching porn. That's how you gotta work. Don't play around. Because you can't trust them. You can't trust these kids. I mean, your bottle of Nivea and Aquaphor shouldn't drop so fast. I'm like, what is it? My wife is like, he touching himself. Yes. And I told him, that stuff come with a deductible. Don't you be using all that lotion up like that? It's for eczema, not your little penis, bruh. But you break it down, these kids are so different. Then you gotta cut the crust off the sandwich, right? Then you gotta cut the sandwich in 4 or 5 pieces? Because I can't hold it. You can't hold a whole ham and cheese at lunch? No, it's too heavy. Well, you got too much expensive meat in that sandwich. Let me get this out of here. Let's break it down to some damn bologna. Let's do that. That's a light-ass sandwich. And then the teachers, we put them through so much, we cut it, then we sprinkle carrots and celery in there to trick the teachers and think there's some nutritional value at our house. Them little assholes don't want no vegetables. They want fire-hot Cheetos, Takis. Shit you can shoot with a shotgun, it don't even come apart. You ever get Cheeto dust? You ever see a kid eat Cheetos? And then they wipe it on their shirt. I don't know what's in Cheeto dust. You can't even get it off your shirt after 8 washes. I'm like, is there cocaine in this stuff? What is in this dust? So you send this sandwich off to school with love, right? Because we tell these kids we care about them. Have a good day. Let me tell you about my parents. My parents didn't give a shit about my feelings, okay? My father's from Americus, Georgia. He grew up making guns. He made guns, Smith & Wesson, 49 years. Moved from Americus, Georgia to Springfield, Massachusetts. He didn't give a shit about my feelings. If you got in his Cadillac, which was a 79, 76, 79, there weren't no seatbelts. Only thing that was in there was Armor All. You hear me? Armor All, back seat, front seat, around the tire. Ain't no damn seatbelts. It was him and his Lou Rawls 8-track. That's it. And we was church kids, so we were covered in lotion. And for white people, that means shiny. If you didn't understand, I don't know what it is about Jesus and black people, we just need to be moisturized when we go to church. I don't know if you don't get to heaven ashy, I ain't know. Crazy thing about it is, he driving. This is how I know my parents didn't care about my feelings. The father driving, do you never find, bloom, bloom. He take a corner 90 miles an hour. armor off. Me and my brother Slippery, we sliding back and forth, bumping off each other like bumper pool. He took a corner because he drink a little E&J on, Monday through Thursday. But he a deacon at the church all the rest of the day, so. He took that corner, my brother fell out the window. He was like, oh. I said, Daddy, he's like, what? You think I'm gonna go back and get him? I was like, no. I was like, why not? See, back in the day, they put a shoestring around your neck with your address on it in a keychain that had a key to get in the house. Father was like, he know the address, he'll make his way back home. I was like, oh my God. He's 5, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna be late. They different. Nowadays, we kiss them on the forehead, we go off to the school, and the teachers know what I'm talking about, because you got that kid that comes in the classroom and they in a full Disney outfit, Frozen. That's the parent that do Xanax and CBD 3 to all things a week. Telling these kids, be what you want to be. No, this bitch is crazy. You need to get her, keep her at home. Why she got a full outfit on? She's 5th grade, big as hell, walking around with wings on her back. What the hell? And you send these kids off to school, right? And we catching it on both ends. What do we gotta do as parents? You didn't have no good lunch. You didn't have that good sandwich. You gotta pick this little asshole up and take him where? Some after school program, huh? He on AAU, travel soccer. She in cheerleading football. He'll split $8,500 just to travel around to watch his asshole not score 1 goal. You refinancing your house for their damn dreams. I know what it's like. I live here in Georgia, right? My daughter play AAU, NASA, Top Hat, all that stuff. It's expensive. And I'm gonna tell you, as a black man, there's some places you don't need to be watching soccer in Georgia, okay? Jasper, LJ. I was like, oh no. Y'all know what I'm talking about? There should be no fiddles played after a goal. You know what I'm saying? Then I go, I heard, and I'm like, what the? I said, my mother was like, we ain't supposed to be over here. She said, if they play that jug, we gotta get out of here. I said, what jug? She was like, me and Harriet, we was running out of here like, I don't know how many years ago. Harriet who? Harriet Tubman, she faster than that Shakar girl. She faster than who? Shakar, that girl that got busted smoking weed Olympics. But then what happens, right? You're a good parent, the kid gets in the car, and what do you say? Oh, you had a good day. And what's the first thing out of this asshole's mouth? I'm hungry. What? You didn't eat your sandwich? You didn't eat that $8 million sandwich that I made for you? I had to cut the crust off, cut it in 4 pieces. I put that organic mayonnaise, still got my left ball itching, you ain't eating it? And then they start crying. What you crying for? Because mommy listens to me, because your mother's on Xanax and CBD. She don't even know you in the car. That's why you got that stupid ass outfit on. I don't play that shit. Give me the damn sandwich. That's dad talk. Mom's is in there like, oh, tell me about your day, honey. Father's like, hell no, give me another sandwich. And they get in the car and they tell you that oh, I hate this story. What happened? When I was Sarah was looking at me. Okay, she had mayonnaise on her lip and I got a gag reflex. You ain't got no gag reflex because your mother don't. What you talking about? What you talking about? Ain't nobody on that side of the family gagged on nothing. Don't say nothing you don't know nothing about. I know the family history. I know what I married. He's like, no, what are you talking about, Daddy? Don't worry about it. I was drinking. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. But I was eating my sandwich, and then Mommy didn't turn it to the left, and she didn't cut it at an angle, and then the crust was touching it. Then sometimes she runs the humidifier, so my throat is moist when I eat bread. What? What kind of tender neck shit is that? But then you look at them, and this is what they are. This is what we created. And you think, all you think about is, I'm so sick of these kids. Now they got those kids that are allergic to everything. Oh my God. Like some of y'all got bread at the house that cost $8 million. 14 grains. Why? Because Corey didn't take a shit one week. Remember? You remember? My stomach. You're like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I don't know. Look, where we grew up, my mother was like, sit down. Something happened. Go sit in the toilet. Something happened. Or she shoved that casserole down my throat, chase it with some warm water. Yeah, you ever, when I was little, I'd be like, shit so hard, your feet come up. I was like, this, leave out of the bathroom, you 6, you got abs. You like, what? Why is my stomach like this? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You turn around, and then the thing is, these kids now, you at the hospital, because as soon as something happened, you go online because you can't go in there because of COVID. So they send you all this stuff online. You think your kid need a new appendectomy, need a removal, all this stuff going on, appendicitis on burst. You got the whole family headed down to Children's. They got a GoFundMe going. Y'all praying, Father God, name of Jesus. You get down to the hospital, a pretty nurse, she 6 x-ray up, and she's like, no, you're just full of doo-doo, that's it. Now you at home putting Metamucil on a Pop-Tart 3 days a week, so little Corey takes a shit. Messed up your whole deductible, the whole 9. They different. Then you got the little kids that are allergic to everything. Oh, I can't stand these little juicy bastards. You ever see them? They the biggest kids. Keep a little sweat in their neck. His name is Bubba. You know Bubba. He live in Kennesaw. Smell like venison, a little dirt, wrapped in bologna, a little raw celery smell to him, with a hint of tobacco. You know what I'm talking about? Got a little mossy old cat, keep his toe up like this. He be like, why is your toe up like that, Bubba? But Bubba said I got scoliosis. That's not how you cure it. But Willie said, just keep it up like that, it balances out my skull. That's not right. That ain't how that works. But what happens if your leg goes down? It makes my left nose run. That's 2 different doctors. That don't even go together. What kind of insurance do y'all got? If he's black, y'all know him, little man. Y'all seen Man. Man got all the new J's, all the $100 jeans. He got stuff you ain't never know kids had. He got a sleep apnea backpack. I didn't even know they made these shits. They got Louis Vuitton on it. He be trying to do TikToks between having sleep apnea. I'm like, why you got a sleep apnea machine? I said, it's a backpack? Why you got that? Because sometimes when I eat pasta, I stop breathing. What? You allergic to SpaghettiOs, you little juicy? And that's the kid that wants to come to your house. You don't got time for this shit. I'm looking at you, sir. You don't have no kids over your house on a Wednesday. You had a nice glass of Macallan poured, huh? Wednesday is my day to eat a nice little edible, go downstairs, and watch my shows. Now, I like to watch Power. You know, it's a big, rich town. That's my thing. But what's for the white people, it's just like Ozark. Same thing. I know black people was like, yeah. White people was like, Power, I don't know. When I said Ozark, they're like, yes, Justin Bateman, yeah. Same shit. I go downstairs, pour me a little glass, eat my edible. I'm there. I'm excited. I gave my son $6. I said, watch your cousin, because he over the house. He like to come over. His mother pack a bunch of stuff that you need to be certified as a nurse to give to him. He got an AED kit, creams, all kinds of stuff. He come downstairs right when I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Wednesday, we went to Costco earlier, so my wife is off my back. You know what I mean? I did my DIY, got the grass cut. Leave me alone. I'm downstairs, here come Man in front of the TV. I'm like, move, boy, I don't want to play. My son was like, he's dying. He had a peanut butter cookie. I was like, well, he's gonna die today. Today is his death day. Should we dig a hole? What should we do? So I'm thinking, like, y'all look like y'all met y'all deductible as a group. Let's talk about it. EpiPens cost how much, people? $8 million. You get 2 of them things, right? You get 2 of them for your family. I am not saving someone else's kid with my EpiPen. I have met my deductible. I'm not gonna refinance my house to save Man. Man is not my responsibility. My son starts crying. You gotta save him. I was like, all right, I was a little high. You hear me? I had stabbed Man 8 times. I was like, you gonna get all this epi, you little fat bastard. He tried to run, I was like, Blade. He was like, enough. But I'm not gonna talk about kids the whole time, right? Because we going through it. I see enough plaid shirts in here to see a lot of dudes that gave up. I see you. Plaid shirts mean I ain't really want to come out to this shit. My wife made me. Plaid, I see a dude in a plaid shirt means he didn't even really shower to be here. He's like, where we going? Oh, let's go. Because you know she don't touch your balls on Saturday. It ain't happening. I decided during the pandemic, because the pandemic made us PanDifferent, right? Got us saying stuff that we shouldn't say. Like my cousin called me, she talked about, oh, put on so much weight since the pandemic. I was like, nah, Keisha, you was fat before the pandemic. I can see it on Instagram. What are you talking about? It's been 2 years of this macaroni and cheese experiment you doing. What are you talking about? My cousin hit me up like, I smoked so much weed since the pandemic, dog, I can't stop. I think it's the pandemic. No, cuz you had a possession charge in 2017. I didn't even know they could put weed in butter until I met you. We gotta stop. The thing is, it's like, the crazy thing about it is we fighting through all of this. Like, I figure we survivors, right? I wear my mask, I don't even preach to people about what they should do about their life, all of this. I just know, and I'm speaking for black people, if they had put it in the Johnson & Johnson and they had put it in lotion, we would all be vaccinated. Because as soon as it got cold, we'd be vaccinated right there, where it's the ashiest. We'd be like, yeah, girl, I got vaccinated 3 times today. It was cold as hell outside. White people like, what does that mean? It's called ashy. But take care of your bodies. Like I've learned, and I'm gonna be honest, during the pandemic, I gave up. Like my body was doing all kinds of stuff. And I'm gonna ask this openly. How many dudes are still standing to pee? How many dudes still standing? Because during the pandemic, I sit down. Who's sitting down? Huh? I don't give a damn. You hear me? I will get these shoes off and I will sit down, sir. I don't care. My wife is like, why are you sitting down? Because what comes after a piss, ma'am? A shit. And now you gotta be prepared. You don't know what dairy's doing. You know what this food is doing. I got me a squatty potty. I get my legs up. I don't know, something around 40. You gotta wrench back and forth and breathe at the same time. Don't even make no damn sense. And don't get one of these Apple Watches. It's so confusing. You ever have your Apple Watch go, did it breathe? And you be like, I was breathing. What the hell, Apple? When did I stop breathing? Then you got these rings you gotta fill. It's a lot. It was a lot going on. I'm at the house, I'm trying to figure out one of them days, and I'm lactose ignorant. I don't know if y'all know about this. I will eat everything dairy within 5 minutes of my house. My wife got me a little further out of the house, got me in some places, Mexican place, eating cheese, shrimp, steak, and I was like, ooh, steak and shrimp, and then I didn't even pay attention. This is all cheese. Man, I hit the bottom of my stomach. I was like, and I don't know, women can hold it for a while. Dudes, we be like, no, it's there. I got to the house, sir, I'm outside the house running like my son next to me running. I'm like, this is not a game. I forgot the garage code. I'm like, I'm upstairs, and then all that production started. Squatty potty, get my shoes off, rocking back and forth. Phone is like, my watch is like, did it breathe? I'm like, okay, Apple. Then it's like, stand up. I'm like, look, Apple, mind your business. I usually sit here till my leg goes numb. Beat it awake, press on my sciatic, and I sit back down. Take my shoes off, play some Game of Thrones, that gets the bowels loose. You gotta take care of yourself, people. It comes down to just that. That's how you got through the pandemic. Stress, don't be crazy. In fact, we all crazy. Just don't let the crazy come out in front of people. You know what I mean? Because we were losing it. Toilet paper, all kind, we just run, I gotta have it. I was like, man, I will just shit on myself. I'm not fighting nobody in Costco for no toilet paper. Like, you do it like old school. If the shit is too messy, get in the shower, that's all. What you wiping for? You killing trees, just get in there. And you ask anybody that's from any Mediterranean country, they don't use that, they run that water right off their hip down their ass crack. They ain't got that. I told my wife this is a good time to get a bidet, because I put my ass right over that cool water right now. You can judge me all you want. No, my ass is clean though. And I'm saving trees. Ain't nobody got time for this. Your body tells you stuff. Most men ain't paying attention. Most dudes think, oh, I'm gonna be okay. Nah, you ain't, sir. Your body gave you some messages during the pandemic that you didn't listen to. My body told me, hey, you need to get in the gym, dog. Get some cardio, something. I got a nice little set of titties under this shirt. That's why I'm wearing this. Let me explain to y'all. I'm getting dressed for church, right, man? minding my business. My wife is like, we're going to be late for church. I'm like, shut up. Jesus is everywhere. He knows I'm rushing. I'm putting on my shoes and socks. I don't have my shirt on yet. I'm leaning over. I feel a bug run down my leg. Now, at first, I say, bug, wife, phew, she's out of there. Most women don't mess around with no bug. Am I right, ladies? She out of the room. I'm gathering myself together, looking for the bug. I realized it was my nipple touching my leg. What part of your life as a man, your titty meat would be so supple and soft that it would stretch and your nipple would run across your leg so gently that you would think it was a damn bug? I'm in shock, like, I had a tear in my eye, sir. She came in with the home defense spray. Where did it kill a bug? Where's the bug at? I'm like, and you know most women, they already know. I was like, it was my nipple, I think. And you know, when women hear you say something crazy, what do? They clear their hair from out their ear and be like, what did you say? I said it was my nipple. Oh, I saw that. I said, what you mean? She said, I'm flipping you in your titties all the time. You don't hear me. She had a box. She had reached up in the cabinet, ma'am, took a box out, hit me in the face. I opened it up. She was like, don't make me late, B-Cup, let's go. I look in there, it's a bra. Size, have Velcro in it, little iPhone pocket. I was like, this is amazing. I put it on, I was like, God, I'm so sturdy now. This is gonna be a good time. The thing is, women go through the same thing. I found out so much stuff about my wife. I found out who's been farting in the living room. She talking about don't go in my living room. I'm like, all right, I won't go in the living room, but something is dying in there. Come to find out she been farting in there the whole pandemic. Talking about it ain't me, it's the dog. We ain't got no dog. I know what couscous and that little bed bath wash smell like. I smell like strawberries and couscous. I know that's your ass. I know it. Most women in here got a fan. Jesus Christ. Oh. That fan, I don't know what temperature on. Yeah, y'all clapping, yeah, I got a good ass fan, girl. Oh my God, I don't know what temperature on. My wife got a fan that I gotta balance the oil to gas ratio because they got a motor on that bitch. She got the alligator, back of the alligator tour fan. You know how they see them on the bayou, like, I'm gonna find. That's in my bedroom. I gotta go in there and oil it up and every night. It's blowing a winter nor'easter through my damn bedroom. She's like, you not hot, are you? I'm like, no, I don't have no choice. Just do whatever you want to do. I got hypothermia, I don't know. Can you get me some blood in this bitch? I don't know. One time she popped out of the covers. I thought we was about to have sex. I was like, yeah. She was glistening. She's like, I'm so hot. I was like, you sure are? She was like, let's have sex. I'm like, no. I got a winter coat on. Don't you see this North Face? Boots on. You better have a hot chocolate over there. I'm not taking these clothes off. Women are always telling us what's going on. During the pandemic, we learned a lot more about your significant other and your kids that you ever want to know. I found this. Don't ask your wife anything about showers. They tell you. My wife tells you, every woman will tell you 3 times she's taking a shower. She'll tell you. When she could, after she come to the store, come from Costco, she can be like, I'm gonna take a shower. A little greasy, I don't know. Most dudes is like, you need me to go up there? No, she don't need your nasty ass up there. Y'all can't have sex in the shower anyways. You got plantar fasciitis. You can't stand in no shower. You don't know what's going on. She got a little hip bursitis. You can't do all that. That's too much. Come on. Wait a minute, Jake. That's too much. It's too much. Wife like, I'm going to take a shower. She go upstairs, right, y'all? I'm like, okay. I'm putting away the stuff. She comes back downstairs because women tell you 3 times, I've been taking a shower, okay? And I'm like, all right, well, the water's running. She'd be like, I was just checking to see if you need my help, but just go take a shower. That is my signal in my head that I'm like, oh, she may want to have sex in the shower. But most men, you know she ain't having sex in the shower. Porky's Revenge, all that got us thinking you're going to walk upstairs. It's going to be steamy, and you're going to walk in the bed with the shower, and the door going to go open, and you be like, pour some sugar on me. She ain't doing that shit. 3rd time she comes downstairs, she tells me how to drug the kids. Put some Benadryl in the barbecue sauce, turn the heat up. I'll do that. What? So I go upstairs, right, bro? You ain't supposed to go watch. Most women only care about being clean. They don't care about seducing you. It's a process. They get everything in the room. They lock the door. You got a shower that you redone 8 or 9 times to get enough pressure for her to not take a shower, just look at herself in a steamy mirror. When you get in there, she gonna be in there, Alexa, play my song. And it'll come on, it'll be like, focus on me. And she go, fixing her body. One day I went up there, that day I went up there too early, the door. I was like, okay, oh. She bubbling up top. That's all I want to see. But what came after that is horrific. You hear me? Women don't tell you that. Ooh, she kicked her leg up like a kicker and then hopped back 3 or 4 times like she was placing the punt. Then she grabbed some little sponge and started scrubbing like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. And I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? Leave it alone, you hurting it. What are you doing? We need to go to Home Depot. You need some aggressive sandpaper. You hurting it. She went like this. I said, what did you blow off? Before I know it, she in the hallway covered in 4 or 5 lotions. She ready to jump on me. I'm like, who is jumping on people? She was like, I was just being spontaneous. I saw you watching me. I figured let's do it now. I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. Who's having sex on Wednesday at 5:30? You know, I didn't stretch and hydrate. I didn't do nothing I was supposed to do. She running at me. I'm looking at her and I'm like, no, she got 4 or 5 smells on. I got asthma. I can't breathe through all that. Honeysuckle, kiwi, strawberry, that pumpkin spice shit. I'm like, slow down, stop running. She running at me. I'm like, now, think of your mind, right? Most dudes in here, yeah, I want a little spontaneous, a little nasty. No, you don't. That side of your brain that sits down and pees, sir. The side of your brain that has allergy attack, where your nose be running. The side of your body where you be like, I just don't want to do this shit today. Why don't you just get on the edge of the bed like before? No. She running at me, and before I knew it, she was here. She was slippery. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I couldn't hold her. Knocked the air out of her. I fell. Boom. I heard, I popped up. We both crying. She's like, why are you crying? I was like, I don't know, but I feel bad. She was like, why? I'm like, because who told you I could fucking catch you? Who told you? Like, who told you I can hold you? You saw me sit down and pee last week. You saw me do that. You saw me stand up in my sciatic and I beat my leg and I pressed and I sat back down. I ain't even carry you in here. We got married. I told you to get the stuff out the house and the car and meet me in the house. Your body tells you stuff, but we don't pay attention to it. We don't pay attention to it at all. The thing is now, these kids got us doing so much stuff that we skip in our relationships. My kids know too much. I got one of the little Fortnite assholes at my house, 14. This dude smell like all kinds of zoo dirt and smells. He always running some kind of training upstairs on his little NBA 2K inside. He homeless. He always, the other day I had to pull my gun on him. Wife was like, why are you putting your gun on him? I was like, do you know how much that Kerrygold butter costs? She's like, the gold? Yeah. I said, this little asshole is trying to put it in all the squares in the egg. You know how much money that is? How did we grow up, huh? We put one little cube of butter in the middle of that waffle and we put it in the microwave and let it permeate through the whole waffle. We have money for every square footage of butter. Nowadays, they got so much stuff that they need. That's why I tell y'all, if y'all get a chance to get out and have sex, try. Do the best you can. Most dudes ain't prepared though, right? Am I right? Sir, you're not ready? No. Thing is, you gotta do everything you gotta do. Stretch, hydrate, prepare yourself, focus. Because thing is, women are always ready. Women know there's a time, there's an energy that they have. They even have days where they're like, Thursday's a good day. But you don't even know. Because most dudes, we're just like, wherever I can fit in, I'm just trying to get it. No, they don't even care so much about you. I have put a mirror in my garage to greet my damn self when I come in the house. I pull in the garage, I got out the car, I be like, yo, what you doing home? I have 2 little glasses of liquor, I pour myself a drink, I even pick myself up and hug me, man, get off me. I pour me 2 little shots, I be like, yeah, what's going on? You don't want none? Okay, think we'll drink both of these, ain't nothing. Talking to myself, greeting myself, because in the house, there's some madness going on. It's one of them days, wife texts me. That's why I got home early. She was like, I always think I want to see you as you get home. It's Thursday. I was like, I miss you. I love you. I'm like, no, you just called me an asshole this morning. Like, I don't get it. She's like, no, I want to see you come. I'm like, all right, I get to the house early. Pollen count was a little high, so my nose is running. I stopped, got my Zyrtec, had to take 2 of those. I should only took 1. Chase that with some Macallan, some Red Bull, because I want to be strong and I want to feel, I want to feel good about myself. I get in there and my wife is like, come on now, how old are you, dog? What's your age? 22. Yeah, little Bitcoin dude, yeah. Yeah. So the Ethereum, all that, you could hold yourself up, right? Not us. You could get in there, hold yourself, look over, tell her about the new cryptocoin, Bitcoin, dip down, push back up, no difficulty at all. Point your leg out, probably log on, log off a little Pornhub, because you double dipping. At your age, you got energy for that. Not as older dudes. Hey, when I rub one out, that's it. Now you gonna make this pot roast? Because we ain't gonna have sex and eat. I can't breathe both. But yeah, y'all know our age, come on. I'm in there, I had Zyrtec, albuterol, Red Bull. I'm over my wife shaking and drooling. She's like, put it in. I'm like, stop yelling. Why are you yelling? The kids are gonna hear me. You said turn on the fan and then turn on Netflix loud. And you're yelling. Put it in. I can't put it in and hold myself at the same time. I'm feeling dizzy too. The Zyrtec was too much. She like, switch arms. I was like, I can't switch arms. I ain't no Circus Soleil. I slipped, headbutted her, bow. Blood spurted on the headboard, sis. I thought I killed her. She wiped the blood off. She was like, oh no, what you doing? What's wrong with you? I was like, I'm done. No, I'm not done. I had a light dairy lunch today. Because the last time we had sex, I had too much of that cheesecake. You moved me, I farted, I was embarrassed. And most dudes don't care. Most dudes, your girl fart in front of you, you like, that's you? Okay, that's you. We've been married 30 years. That's you. Okay. I like for my woman to be regular. Don't let nothing hold nothing in there. Here, I got one for you. Take that, yeah. Here, look, we the Densons in here. Let's get it together. I need people to know we smell like as a family. Bring your son in here, Trey. Come here, you fart too. Women turn into a supernatural strength. Every woman in here has a certain amount of pumps in their body. They don't tell you, you don't know until you show up one day and you don't show up. You're in there like, yeah, I did my thing. No, you'll see her and she'll be like, and she'll get super strong. She'll find whatever meat she can find in your body and she'll start yanking you in. You didn't even know she was this strong. And she's counting 5, 6. You're like, you're hurting me. She stapled into your skin, 9, 10, 11. She's like, shh, shh, shh. She whispered in your ear like you're a child. Shh, shh. I don't have anything left. You got some more left. She'd be like, give mama all of it. 8, 7. The thing what we go through all the time is y'all gotta do what you gotta do with your life, right? We only got a small time on this planet to do great stuff. Don't waste your time thinking, putting all this mental stuff in your head. When you get ready to leave the kids, send them off to the school, because y'all don't care how they go to the school. I know for a fact, most people live only 50 miles outside of their house. Like their mentality is 50 miles outside of their house. If you don't travel all over the world, you don't have, put it like this, if you have never been to Dayton, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Ohio, you know no shit about America. Because them people, they come out their house to see you at a comedy show, they serious. Everybody have plaid on, look like they got a little mechanic oil on them, they don't care. Atlanta's nice, yeah. I got to the point where I had to tell my son something real today. I was like, dude, these kids, you got to tell them something real every day. Because these kids, we cater it. My son was telling me, I'm a wife, we go into the car. And I said, get the door for your mother. And he's like, oh, come on. He brings up gender. He's like, oh, this is gender stuff. Men don't got to get doors for women. I'm like, dude, you came out of her vagina. I was there. I couldn't have pushed you out, so you need to get the door. I said, I passed out a little bit when you came out. I said, dude, get the door. And I had to tell him something real, because him and my daughter are the same thing. Men and women ain't got to do that. I said, let me tell y'all little freeloading assholes something. I said, I don't care. Look, we in Atlanta. I get it. Whatever you don't love, you don't like, will come to your house through your children. Kids come to the house, talk about gender. I said, that's fine. I love y'all regardless. But let me tell you something real. I said, I don't care if you choose to be a man or a woman. I know I told my daughter, I paid for speed and agility. Soccer, you can run 40 in a 4.5 with a soccer ball. That cost me thousands of dollars. You went to soccer, college, all that stuff. I don't care what sex you prove or you want to be. When I'm putting this mulch out in the front fucking yard, you pick whoever you want to be and you come out here and help me. I don't give a damn. I said, you late anyways. We in Atlanta. Come on, LGBT. And I'm going to say this. You could have came out a long time ago. There's a whole community here. We could have got some LGBT money, all kinds of stuff. You late. Coming out later. I mean, I could have had all kinds of stuff. You could have got loans. You could have got a real business job. They're giving loans. You coming out 2020. You late. Son right behind it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Y'all. But the thing is, you got to talk to these kids real. We love our children. Like, we work hard. This is why y'all here tonight, because y'all love y'all kids. That's why y'all here. Y'all needed some relief, because if you didn't, you're going to choke one of them. How many people you right on the edge are smacking the shit out of these kids because they got so much mouth and so much opportunity. They just my daughter was ordering Uber Eats after we came from Costco. I said, that's blasphemy. We done spent $500 at Costco. She walked in with Olive Garden. I was gonna kick that shit out of her. What's wrong with you? They just different. And the thing is, who I feel the sorriest for, I feel sorry for the teachers. Because you know what we do? We pack those little irrational, crazy little assholes up and we send them right off to the school. And then we tell the teachers, oh, we'll send you some pencils. No, we need to send some gin and a bump of cocaine and may even give them a gun because it's crazy over there. I mean, be honest, like this is what happened to me and this is why I say this about teachers. I chaperoned the aquarium trip. You should never do that with your life, people. I don't care what you say. I've been to Donuts for Dads, all that other stuff, but actually giving your time to the school, like going down there, man, it ain't nothing to play with. I knew they would set me up. I've been down to the aquarium. Georgia Aquarium, oh, it's nice, it's sexy. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Let me tell you what happens. The most important part is sexy when you go down there. Have you been down there for Ciroc Vodka Night? So Ciroc Vodka Night is where they pour liquor and they let you look at the fish. Okay, and they play jazz music. Now, me, if it's an edible, it was an edible day, I had some Ciroc. So I got kicked out, you know what I mean? Because you gotta watch what you say to the fish conservative people. I was in there like, yeah, that's a big ass catfish. The lady was like, oh my God, sir, no. That is a beluga whale. I'm like, ma'am, if you put some Old Bay on it, it's a catfish. Some hush puppies, a little coleslaw. That'll feed a whole church. I know it for sure. So I'm down. I went to the aquarium because my beautiful wife, she does surgery. She was like, look, I'm going to be late. You need to go. Now, what got me was my son came to the house. He was like, they don't think I got a dad. I'm like, oh, no, you got a big old black daddy. I'm going down here. I get down there. They put a sticker on me, and I knew it was going to go wrong, right? I saw 3 parents. It was 50 kids. So I'm like, where's the rest of the parents at? They're like, no, it's you. You know, gave me an ice cream sandwich early in the morning. I'm happy. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. Oh my God. And we were going in there to this toilet. I mean, I was like a little kid. Now, what broke me down was I knew it was gonna go wrong because I saw the parents. It was one little earthy, crunchy little mom. You know what I mean? Had her toes out already. It was cold. She smelled like incense and all that. She had a little energy stone in her hand. She's like, power to you, brother. Don't touch me, lady. Then there was a little stepfather there. You tell a stepdad when you see him because he was just chain smoking, cussing, some bullshit, fucking shit, fucking in. It ain't even my damn kid. No, I'm fine. And me, and I'm like, hey. She was like, oh my God, Mr. Denson, we're glad you're here. Now, break down. After everything is going on, I'm excited to be there, right? I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Oh, I'm excited here because I didn't think I had to do anything with these kids. Because they usually do background checks and all that stuff, so you ain't got to take them nowhere. I ain't gonna do nothing. We watching the dolphin show. Now, I don't do Splash Zone, okay? I don't need no dolphin juice, E. coli, salmonella. And then I watched the documentary about dolphins. They be having STDs and stuff like that. So how do you explain that to your primary care physician? You got a little herpes simplex on your lip, and you be like, I was at the aquarium. Like, oh God, what are you doing at the aquarium, sir? I'm like, the dolphins is nasty. The dolphins is nasty. So I'm down there, and they in the splash zone. The water is splashing. These kids are down there with their mouth open like, ah. One kid was like, I got something chewy. I was like, that's doo-doo. That's doo-doo. Spit that out. Why would you be chewing it? Why would you be chewing it? I called my wife. I was like, honey, is this a special needs class that Trey's in? Oh, yeah, I know he did high in the reading index, but I just want, okay. Well, they down here eating dolphin doo-doo. Yeah, that's what they... So fast forward, they gave me a group of kids. Now, why would you give me a group? I got a sticker on, ma'am. It says staff for the elementary school, not for this place, not for some kids. They gave me 2 Keishas, 2 Sarahs, a little brown kid, and my son. Now, I was already mad. I'm like, why is he in my group? She's like, what, your son? I'm like, hell yeah, I don't want this dude in my group. She's like, why, I gave you $65 and a permission slip for him to be with you, not me. She's like, oh my God, Mr. Denson, you don't mean that. I was like, look at my face. So I'm walking around. Look, first thing that happens, if you're a big black man, downtown Atlanta, you got little girls in your group, what's the first thing they got to do? Pee. I'm outside the bathroom trying to be a non-pedophile case singing Kumbaya because I shouldn't be outside the girls' bathroom. All the staff walking by, little white ladies like, can I help you? I'm like, waiting on the girls. I'm going to go to jail. That's jail. That's jail time. First person out of the bathroom, guess what? Sarah. Snot bubble, crying. Guess what? Sarah got the mom that do CBD and Xanax. Because you know, so she got a full Disney outfit on, Frozen. Screaming. All the white people looking at me. I'm like, I'm like, okay. I got low. I started singing, here we go. Here we go. Come here. Oh my God, you're such amazing. Come here. Here we go. Come on, she got close. Oh my God, look at your outfit. It's so nice. Look, bitch, shut the fuck up. Do you hear me? Shut your ass up. Before I knew it, little Keisha came out with a cigarette like, yeah, she do this every trip. I'm like, where you get a cigarette from? This is public school. We smoke menthols at public school. I'm like, what you mean? She said, there's a lot going on. You see what's going on. They got COVID. People ain't wearing masks, not wearing masks. They running in here shooting up people. I need a cigarette when I come up in this place. Then they don't want me to learn about black history. It's a lot going on. It's confusing. So can a bitch smoke a cigarette? Why? I say, this is 5th grade. She said, you're going to learn something today. You don't worry about this cigarette. You need to worry about why this little white girl about to get you arrested. I'm like, what you mean? She said she worked herself up, come out here to give you money. You got to give her money. She want to go to the gift shop. I said, really? She said, she do this every trip. That's why they put you with this group. She jumped in the group because you talking about you got money, stupid. Yeah, and your son come to school. He got all veggies and stuff in his lunch. We know y'all got money. He had a pack of apples and caramel. What black people do that? So I was looking around, I panicked. I was like, well, let me give her some money, right? I said, I'll double up. I'll give her 10 because that's 2 times 2 fairy money. That's inflation. So I gave her $10. I thought she was going to shut up. No, the little Disney character's like, he gave me money, pointing at me. I'm like, don't do it. Put your hand down. Because it's going to be 2 questions. Why was she crying, sir? And I'm like, I don't know. And you gave her money? I'm like, I need a lawyer. I don't want to be down here. So what's real about it is I was trying to gather myself together, right? And get everybody in line. I had to give everybody $10 then, because that's hush money. Everybody get 10, everybody get 10. Soon as I gave everybody $10, the brown kid took off. Phew. He running. He bit 3 little white ladies. I'm like, is he biting people? Yeah, he do this shit every trip too. I said, what you mean? She said, he be walking around here biting everybody. He coming back this way. That's why I lit this cigarette. I said, because you stressed? No, because he going to come back here and try to bite me. I don't play that shit. So I'll burn his ass. I said, you got a lot going on, Keisha. I don't play that. He running around. She said, let me explain it to you. This is what you don't know about these schools and these teachers. They dealing with a lot. They don't pay them enough money. And then they got these kids that these parents mess up at the house. You got the nerve to have these kids at home for 2 years. Teachers, parents complaining they can't raise their own damn kids. That don't make sense. Then I'm sitting in here and I'm thinking, they ain't got no money for us to go back to the school because they ain't got nothing in here. They ain't wiping down nothing. They still got asbestos in here from the last 85,000 years. So we go on these field trips. I don't know who paid for this. They need to get us some books. But anyways, let me tell you what's going on here. She was like, the teachers is trying to break you down because you got a big old mouth. You a comedian, you're gonna tell everybody, they out drinking coffee and cookies. They put this kid in your group. What time is it? Yeah, he was supposed to have a pill at 3:15. It's 4:30 now, so look, he won't come back here. You know why he didn't have his pill? Because his mother keep the pills until she pick him up from the after school program. So he be right around here trying to bite everybody. This is why I like this damn cigarette. I embellish this story, people, and it makes sense, right? The idea of what we're going through now is our most valuable thing on this planet is our children. The people who take care of these kids are teachers. We stand around and we think it's easy for them. I say this on this platform that God blessed me with because our kids are in danger, right? We think it's an easy thing. You think that it's okay. If you got a little shitty kid at the house, what you do? Put a backpack on him and send him to the school. You don't send an email and let her know, hey, he on some bullshit today. No. You going about your day. We got to get back to the point where the most valuable possession in your house, or if you got an aunt, a cousin, a nephew, somebody that's little, just do yourself a favor. Get in their little face and get them right, because those people are trying the hardest they can. I got my bubble popped that day because I thought, oh, these teachers, they don't know about hell no. I was smoking weed that day. I had a vein that still comes out every time somebody says something to me about cigarettes or dolphins. I don't know what to do. But what I'll tell y'all here today is the most important thing we got to laugh and love. We laughed at this, what I said, and it has nothing to do with your nationality or demographics. Some of you people wanted me to say certain things tonight to help you at home. Like, sir, you probably sit down and pee, maybe. You wanted me to say that tonight. Sir, you probably headbutted her a few times. You want to let her know, hey, Hank thinks we should get on top. Yeah, it's okay. We all know that you women fart. Yeah, it's out. All y'all got a fan, huh? Blowing a winter storm in our face. But what I want to say to y'all before I leave this stage is dumb stuff is dumb stuff. It has nothing to do with your nationality or demographic. When people say dumb stuff out their mouth, address it as that. Don't take it personal. Just be like, you dumb as hell, and walk off. Because that's their crazy coming out. They couldn't keep their crazy in that day. Mental health is a real thing, so just be like, oh, you dumb as hell. Let me go on and get to this water. Just walk away. I got a neighbor, and this is real stuff. I got a neighbor that lives in my neighborhood. He don't ever speak to me. This is how crazy it is. Simple things bring us together real quick. He flies out of the subdivision all the time. Big F-150, right by me. And I get it. I wave. I'm a friendly neighbor. Hey, what's going on? Right by me. My wife is light-skinned. I'm outside cutting the grass. He may think I'm the help. I get it. I get it. I'm outside doing lawn housework. He don't know. He ain't never seen me. I'm on the road. I'm touring. But this is one of the days he rolled by and I had a Smith & Wesson hat on and a hoodie. He popped out of that car. He was like, hey, buddy. Walked over. I was like, wait, whoa, what? Where'd you get? He had that little stance. Where'd you get the hat and the hoodie from? I'm like, my dad. Dad worked Smith & Wesson 49 years. Okay. You want to go hunting or camping or something? And I'm like, no. Like, I had to address the dumb. I'm like, no. Who wants to work all week to play homeless on the weekends? That's dumb as hell. Can you not see me? I like alkaline water, couscous. I like the shit indoors. I prefer a squatty potty. I have to get my legs up at a certain degree. What are you talking about? What I'm going to say to y'all right now is let laughter and love lead you first, okay? Stop putting a lot of pressure. Stop putting a lot of pressure on yourself to judge, right? When you walk in the door, you don't know who you're sitting next to, who's across from you, who you're going to need. I could address one thing. If this place split in half right now and you couldn't hold your wife or your significant other out of that hole and some dude that you don't know reaches down and grabs your wife and pulls her out, you're thankful, and you don't know what this world is doing. Mother Nature is mad as hell. So now we need to look at each other so we can survive. As people, we look at each other and we judge all the, no, hell no. Tomorrow's not promised. So as we sit here today, and I said jokes that touch every demographic, national. I don't even think about what my color is or what I need to say or what's going to impact. I don't think about politics because I don't have enough money to worry about that type of shit. Okay? They go into space every day for the next 3 months. Ain't nobody asked my black ass to go nowhere. And I live in a nice cul-de-sac where some of them people may be going to space. But what I would tell you right now is, I appreciate you guys, man. Do me a favor. Don't be PanDifferent. Just use love and laugh. My name is Hank Denson. I appreciate y'all listening.